Are you interested in old lawn and garden tractors? Lawn and Garden Collector magazine features collections of all types of vintage lawn and garden tractors and equipment. There are two ways to subscribe. Call us at 866-378-2954 or visit us online at antiquetractormagazine.com. Get your subscription today.
On this Tractor Fanatic Webisode, we're back at the Antique Power Days in Salem, Illinois. This time we'll get an up-close look at a 1928 Minneapolis and see how farmers use a dyno to dial in the horsepower of their tractors.
David, you've got a very interesting tractor here, something I haven't seen. This is an original 1928 Minneapolis.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
1730B, is that what you said?
Type B, yes.
Type B, okay.
Yes.
And this obviously was long before rubber tires.
Correct.
Long before the more modern shape of the tractor. Mm-hmm. Is this a two-cylinder?
This is a four-cylinder.
This is a four-cylinder.
Four-cylinder cross mount.
So it's in there sideways, what we would call sideways. Right?
Correct.
And where did you find this?
I bought this one local, but it originally come out of Iowa.
Okay.
The guy brought two of them in and thought he was going to get them fixed up, and he just never did.
Now, something like this, was it kind of your dream to have a Minneapolis of this vintage, or you just stumbled onto it and thought, this is a great tractor? Or both?
Yeah, both. I was raised up around a lot of Minneapolis Moline tractors, and I was working for a dealer at the time.
Okay.
And
so
he was the one that had this tractor.
Okay, and you knew the background of it.
Right.
Because they actually merged in what, 29?
29.
Okay.
29.
And tell me about the engine here and the configuration. This is running the fan up front? Is that what this belt's doing?
Yes, that's your fan drive.
The fan drive up to the front. Okay.
Correct. But it is a four-cylinder. It's got a 4 7/8 bore by 7-inch stroke. 8 1/4 is the top end on it.
What kind of horsepower are we talking?
It's rated at 1730. It's 17 on the drawbar and 30 on the belt.
On the belt, okay.
Correct.
Now, back in the day, you know, tractors were used a little bit differently, but there was a lot of accessories being driven off of this belt, right?
Right.
So it was really important for the tractor to have this type of power.
Correct. It probably spent more time on the belt than it did on drawbar.
And moving and actually moving. Yeah.
Right. But this particular engine does not have an internal oil pump. It's got a splash system on the crankcase, but then it also has a lubricator that lubricates your, correct. It lubricates your 3 main bearings, and then it drips on the rods too.
Wow.
So.
Now, did you have to do a lot of work to get it running?
Yes. When I first bought it, the engine was stuck. I've been through it mechanically, but I kind of like the original look. It draws more attention this way than it would with shiny paint.
Absolutely. So you didn't really do much other than get it running.
Right. Been through it mechanically, rear end, transmission, engine, been through everything.
Now up here, what kind of controls did we have back then?
2 forward speeds and 1 reverse.
Speeds, right.
You've got a throttle control. And then you got your spark advance and retard.
Okay. Right.
And then your clutch.
Is there a choke?
The choke's on the side.
Manual choke?
Manual choke.
You got to walk up there and do it.
Correct. And then you do have a parking brake.
And if I jump on beside you here?
Sure.
All right. So by today's modern standards, not a lot of horsepower, but probably some pretty good torque out of that.
Yes, that long stroke engine,
yeah, very
a
long,
lot of torque, a lot of torque. This tractor would pull a 4-bottom plow in the field.
It would?
Yes.
You're kidding? Wow. And what does something like this weigh?
This tractor here, dry weight's about 6,800 pounds. So the time you oil and everything, you're probably looking around 7,200.
Now we got fuel or water in here?
This is fuel. Your front tank was for kerosene. This is your starting tank for gasoline.
Okay. So you had to start the tractor on gasoline, and there was a valve or something you switched on?
Yes, there's a valve underneath the tank. Okay. I run it strictly on gasoline simply for gasoline's cheaper.
Back then they did it because kerosene was a lot cheaper.
Correct. Yes.
Wow. So what you said, you get a lot of looks on this. Where do you take this? What do you do with it?
Basically, this show, I have taken it to Bible Grove and the Piggyville show, but I don't haul it around too much.
It's not a daily driver?
No,
You don't get no. Work in it or anything?
No. It's kind of hard to load and unload. The steel makes it kind of a challenge. But
Call now for the 2010 Steiner Tractor Parts Catalog, featuring the largest selection of new aftermarket parts for your antique or classic tractor. With 45,000 square feet, Steiner Tractor Parts makes every effort to have your parts in stock. Call 800-234-3280 or visit steinertractor.com.
All right, well, David is, I guess, gracious enough. He explained he likes to let people experience what the tractor will do, because first of all, there aren't that many of these around, and they drive a lot different than a modern tractor.
Correct.
So we're going to try this. Does the seat work, David?
yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to fall off the back. Okay, so what? Give it a little throttle first, or
A
not?
little bit of throttle.
Right.
The other one.
Yeah. Oh, this one. Okay. All right. Too much? Or? That?
And just ease back on the clutch.
Just ease back on the clutch. All right. Give it some clutch. Well, yeah, the gauge is nice. And I can just let go of it at that point?
Yeah, it'll snap over.
Okay. All right. Watch your foot, Ben. All right. Yeah, you're right. It does. The steering's very light.
Very light.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a sports car, same thing. The steering's a little loose, David. I want to have the front end looked at.
Okay. Good alignment, huh?
Now, you know, having grown up in the automobile era with rubber tires, I guess back then there weren't paved roads to worry too much about whether you had rubber on your tractor,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And you just drive around like that.
Rubber really didn't become popular till late 30s,
Yeah.
early 40s. And then there were still several steel wheels after that because of the war. Rubber was a shortage, so.
Right.
But once rubber started becoming popular, they actually started putting signs up on the roads, no steel wheels.
I bet. Because that would tear up that asphalt.
It was hard on the roads. Once they
back
started
then it was
paving
like chip seal
roads,
they were using, yeah.
you're right. And once they started paving them, they actually started putting signs up. And
Hooking up your tractor to a dyno is a very popular thing to do at shows these days. Antique Power Days was no exception.
Okay, so Jim, what are we doing here?
This is a tractor dynamometer. Any dealership had one of these. Most of them had this. This is how you measure your horsepower on a farm tractor. The power takeoff is driven off the tractor, and it has a hydraulic lock in that system, and they screw it down. You notice the smoke's coming, it'll put a load on. You run your tractor at high idle and you pull it down to 540, which is PTO speed. You pull it down to that speed and you read on the meter up there the horsepower of that tractor. When you do that, a lot of farmers, if they wanted their tractors turned up or really fine-tuned, they could turn the fuel up to the engine, adjust the carburetor, the timing, and it's all done, and this is what puts the load on it.
So it was more than just curiosity. There was
It's actually a diagnostic tool that a dealership would use to check the performance on the engine of a tractor.
In our next webisode, we'll have more from Antique Power Days as we get an up-close look at a massive pony. And we'll meet a man who loves collecting John Deere Series 20s and 30s.